All right. So Mercury went retrograde um, last month on the I think around 16th or 17th of July. I think it was 16th in the sign of Leo, right? And it stays retrograde in the sign for 21 days. First, Mercury stays retrograde for 21 days, regardless of where it started stationary retrograde in the sign. So that has a lot of things about it which I want to be discussing on this channel going forward. A lot of astrological indication, especially in Nigeria, as it pertains to us. So those who are interested in knowing, oh, what if we can know what the next month looks like for us, if to like help us, plan how we are going to make our moves. The energy, it does not specifically apply to anybody, but yes, the information is useful. You understand? Because as much as I'm not reading you personally, the indications you're still going to find them within your surrounding, within your immediate environment. For example, Mercury is the planet of neighbors, is the planet of siblings, is the planet of relatives, cousins, your brothers, your sisters, your cousins. Mercury is the planet of siblings and relatives and neighbors too. So with Mercury being in, it's also the planet of work. With Mercury being in Leo, Leo is the sign of the child and teenagers, adolescents age group. That is the sign of Leo. So those who follow me on TikTok, on my WhatsApp, and my I think on Facebook too, I posted that if you notice your children are becoming unnecessarily busy, you have to understand that's Mercury. The children being busy is Leo. The busyness is Mercury. Mercury is being busy. It rules Virgo. That is a sign of busyness, work. You know what they say, busybody. When you say a child has busybody, you just notice your children be unnecessarily busy. No, it is the talent in them that is trying to come out that you're noticing in this retrograde phase. You understand? So what I mean there is, first of all, Mercury is the planet of writing. This thing I'm holding, this is Mercury. This is Mercury. Writing. The board on which I wrote this thing is Mercury. A lot of things is Mercury. The phone with which I'm using to record this is Mercury. Yes, Mercury is also technology. Phone, any communication device is Mercury too. So your children now are getting busy with all of that stuff. You just have to, just make sure they are not hurting themselves, which that indication doesn't actually give that. Because we are looking at the Nigerian space. Although in the child's chart, you might have a child that was born with Mars in Leo, and they are playing around that period, are likely going to hurt themselves, because that's Mars is the planet of injuries, bruises, scrapes, cuts, stabbings, wounds, and all that. It's what Mars is, you see. So this particular retrograde right now is mostly going to come out in the place of children, first of all, and they're also the children within your neighborhood, because Mercury is going retrograde in the sign of children, right? So there's a mix. You understand me? There's a mix to how that is going to pan out. So this is the time, if you have children, really, this is specifically for the children aspect of it. You allow them, because this is when they are going to want to express their talent most, because that's what the sign of Leo is. Leo is the sign of self-expression. It is a sign of creativity. It is a sign of talent. It is also the sign of content creation. You understand? It is the ego, the pride, the pride that we feel in ourselves. I want to show off. This is what I have. That's Leo energy. That is Leo energy. You understand? So when you see your children, you just have to keep a close eye on them. There's really not, except maybe there's a malefic aspect being thrown to maybe the ruler of that particular in their charts. That is generally speaking. You see that you have to keep. Otherwise, you find them wanting to write more, wanting to paint more. If you bought pencil crayon or the normal wax crayon, and then you find them, they want to normally paint this period. You find them being busy doing all of that stuff. You see. So these are the things that I want to be talking about. And also considering the fact that Mars is in Libra right now. A lot of couples are having it very hot right now. You're a couple, you're watching this, you know what I'm saying. Those who are on my WhatsApp, I've been under the weather, so my memory is not very sharp right now. So those who are on my WhatsApp, remember when I announced when Mars moved into Libra? I really can't remember the exact date, but I think Mars moved into Libra. I think this month. So I can't, specifically place that. So I've been under the weather. I've been so angry that I've not been able to come online and make content about these things. So I was just like, no, I want to come online and do the content. So yeah, I came online and then decided to do this content about what the planets are saying, because I see this channel is also going to be used to talk about that and a lot of other things too, like the energy of the country. I'm also going to be discussing that too. You understand? So, and also as the planets are making transit into signs, you understand, and I feel this particular motion is very important. I'm going to bring it out, or perhaps because I'm just starting to study the Nigerian space as these things are going, I'll be taking records. So whenever I see that, when this planet was in this sign, this happened, I'm going to come and be, last time this did this in this sign, this was the result of it. You understand? So we'll be able to keep ourselves, on top of all of these things that is going on, down to the whole, GMO stuff that is, playing out right now. It's all there in the chart, all of it. It's all there in the Nigerian chart, currently what we are dealing with, which I'll try my best to put it in a way where it doesn't, become, the system we are in now. Yeah, there's so much information there in the Nigerian chart. If I pull it up, but generally just to help people, stay on top of what is going on, because blogs, reports what happens after. That is the predictions I'm going to be doing is going to be telling you, this is what this energy is going to be looking like, this is what it's going to be looking like. Like, say for example, currently we are in the Cancer month for the year. The energy for Nigeria for the year is Scorpio. For those who see, and when I mean the energy for the year, it's not January. No, that is not when the Nigerian timeline shifts. The Nigerian timeline shifts every 1st of October, so it moves. And how I know is Scorpio is simple. It's perfections. If you don't know perfections, you need to do more research on your astrology. It's called annual perfections. You pull up the Nigerian chart 1st October 1960, you will get it. If you know how to read that stuff, you will get it. I won't tell you the time of birth, but if you can find a way to put Cancer, the ascendant, fine. Maybe you will get what I'm saying. Maybe you get what I'm saying. So, the energy for the month is Cancer, and Nigeria has Mars in Cancer. The energy for the year is Scorpio. So we've seen series of deaths and scorpionic things play out. Like the OS culture of a team. The OS culture has stayed on top of trend more this year because Scorpio is a sign of sex, prostitution, and anything that has to do with sex, including pornography, anything that is Scorpio. I'm not saying Scorpio people. For those that will come and jump, nobody should come and jump in my comment section and come and be saying, but I'm not like that. I'm not reading you. I'm not talking about you. The sign points to things outside of you. Leave your ego alone. Stop being egotistic about these things. The sign points to things outside of you. That's what I'm talking about when I say Scorpio is a sign of sex. It's also a sign of death, transformation. You understand what I'm saying now? A sign of death and transformation. So, that is the energy since October last year. We have been in that Scorpio timeline, and we moved in that energy. It started from the period where we started to notice. I think there was a stampede in Anambra State. People were dying; they were just dead. It got to a point in here where it was tanker that was just Mars became prominent, especially from January. because Mars is the planetary ruler of the year. Mars is, that is, if you don't know, if what I'm saying here is the numerology of the astrology. So each planet sits as a specific number to it, right? So number 1 is the sun, number 2 is the moon, and then it goes like that. Number 4 is Neptune, it's spirituality, you understand? So number 8 is Saturn, and number 9 is Mars. So if you say 2025, 2 plus 2 plus 5, 0 does not count, right? So you don't add 0. So it's 2 plus 2 plus 5. Is that 9? That's a Mars year. So that fire outbreak we saw somewhere in America, that was Mars energy there playing out, unfolding. A lot of tanker and fire. We've seen a lot of fire, a lot of domestic violence. The young man that beheaded his girlfriend, as I think they said it was a choir or something, all of that stuff. It was a Mars year, all of it was heated up. That's Mars violence. And Nigeria has Mars in Cancer, so most of the violence happening in this part of the world is towards against women. Is where is the heat is going most. Even though that energy points to things in different ways, it could even be women having an emotional outburst. It could be women violence against men. But because Mars is also the planet of men, it plays out, and because men are more dominating in this side, women don't really have that physical strength or maybe law backing them against violence and stuff like that is active that we know about. A lot of people get away with domestic violence than those who don't get away with it. So Mars is in Cancer, and the energy for the month is Cancer. I was talking to someone recently. He was like, she just called the husband did this. I'm like, Mars is in Cancer. Yes, the year we are in now. With the month we are in now, the energy. I'm talking of the month of August. The energy is Cancer. I mean, it's supposed to be all what Cancer is. It's empathy, it's emotion, it's nurturing. Is your mom. You notice that every month, this month, your mom is reaching out to you out of the blue like that. I mean, if your mom doesn't often reach out to you, she just reaches out to you. Cancer is energy for the country generally. But in Cancer, Nigeria has Mars. 1st October 1960, the birthday of Nigeria. Are you an astrologer? You have to know what is happening in your country on the astral plane. That's why I say there's so much going on in the chart. So much that I cannot talk about on this platform. So much, you understand? Everything is happening in the country now. I'll just try my best to keep this, but I want to just keep people informed on a level where at least I can give people the more information. While I still reserve some exclusive information for those in my predictions group on WhatsApp, right? So Mars being the planet for this year. And then Nigeria now being in the sign of Scorpio. Scorpio is ruled by Mars. It's ruled by Pluto and Mars. Before Pluto was discovered, Mars was the ancient ruler of Scorpio. It has not stopped ruling Scorpio. Injuries and deaths and infections, sexually transmitted infections, and all of that stuff is Mars. Burnings, scrapes, violence, stabbings, shootings, all that stuff is Mars. All that stuff is Mars. You see, so when we begin to consider all of these things, now we now get to a month where it's supposed to be all sweet, but now there's Mars there, and you saw the lady that was harassed in this particular trend. I would just say the stuff that just trended this recently, and the lady is getting justice. I mean, currently, Jupiter is in Cancer. But Venus is also in Cancer. Jupiter is victory. So, the fact that thing even went out of proportion, 1, Jupiter is there. 2, Mars is ruler for the year. So, immediately it got to that, it's just going to stand out. Now, Mars is in Libra. A lot of couples are going to be getting the heat and all of that stuff. People are going to be getting the heat. A lot of couples. There's going to be disagreements, contract disagreements, and all of that stuff is like the issue of P1. I think there's one P1 something I was reading about, falsification of land documents. They are getting the heat. All of that stuff. Mars is in Libra right now. Even in the government space, there's a lot of heat going on, and it's going to come out soon. As Mars is transiting Libra, you're going to see the heat is going to be coming out. Because Libra is a sign of government. But we are talking about now generally. I mean, the government is still part of our reality, but we are talking generally like you and your husband. We're talking about married people. Libra is a sign of couples, partners, couples. You see, so it's also a sign of contracts, negotiations. So issues of contracts, not disagreements when it comes to contract, discord when it comes to contract signing, when it comes to negotiations. These things are going to be very, very prominent around this period. But for the months we are talking about, I mean, the months does not hold the energy for what is going to be happening throughout, but it holds the most indications for that specific month. But every other planet out there holds indications. So these are the things that I'm going to be talking about, right? Every month as we go on. But even within the months, when certain planets goes retrograde in a certain sign, I'll still come and break out what we should be looking at. You understand what we should be expecting. So we can all plan towards everybody will be sharp. And why I'm saying this here is because Mars is in Libra now. When Mars is going to move into Scorpio. Mars moves into Scorpio. Lock your door and stay safe. When Mars moves into Scorpio, lock your door and stay safe. Mars is prominent for the year. 2, we are in Nigeria, the energy is Scorpio. That is the sign that Mars rules. The moment Mars moves into Scorpio, lock your door and stay safe. But I'll make the announcement ahead. Just stay subscribed and continue to keep an eye on this stuff. The other signs too, Libra. I think I'll be doing the sign of Libra. I'll be reading the sign of Libra soon. You see, this is not the sign of Libra. This is just the zodiacal order from Aries to Pisces, right? So my board always stays like this. You see, so when I'm not doing anything. So this drama that happened, right? Nigeria has the moon in Aquarius. Why I say this is because the moon rules Cancer. The energy for the moon is Cancer, right? And Mars is in Cancer. The lady was harassed in the airport. Aquarius is a sign of airport. This is not a mistake. These things we are experiencing, it is written where you keep telling people, they say you have free will. You don't have free will. Tell me the last time you planned for something and it went 100% the way you expected it to go. I mean, I'm not talking of situation whereby something played out and it supersedes your expectation. That is something that you are not in control of. You didn't even see it coming. You were just joyous that, this thing came out very fine, more than you expected. But we are talking about the last time. Tell me the last time you have planned your life in a certain way and it went in that order. People keep insisting we have free will. All of these things are written. You see, life is just a series of cause and effect. It's a series of cause and effect. That is what life is, a series of cause and effect. You can't do something and it doesn't come back to you. Whether in this life or some people say it's a lie, don't worry, just live long enough. You will have a different idea, you have a different opinion. I have not lived long enough, but I'm not stupid to make that kind of assertion. I've studied people closely. Karma takes different form. Karma is basically cause and effect. People just use that Indian word karma. Is cause and effect is what karma is. So if you put out good stuff, you get good stuff. And you put out bad stuff, it's just law. That is how the universe works. Just like when you're in an empty room, you see, and then the echoes, it's ripples, goes like that. That's the screaming is the cause, then the echo is the effect. It's always like that. You see, there's laws in the universe, but this one is not. Whatever keeps you coming back here is a reflection, an expression of your karmic depth, the one that you have with the Most High. You see, talking about that, there's a lot of astronomical stuff too I'm going to be discussing on this plan. This video is just to let people know that I'm bringing in a lot of stuff to be talking about here in this channel. A lot of stuff we're going to be talking about. So like I was saying now, the energy for the month being Cancer. So this lady now, Cancer woman. Cancer is the sign. Anything feminine is the sign of Cancer. Anything. sisters, mothers, women, is Cancer. And Mars is there. That lady was harassed. And where is the moon? The moon rules Cancer. The moon is in Aquarius in the Nigerian chart. Pull up the chart. You see what I'm telling you? If you can't pull up the chart, then just listen to me. Just listen to me, right? So, that happened in the airport. Aquarius is the sign of airport, right? So, but Jupiter is in Cancer. Not just that, Venus is also in Cancer. So Jupiter is the victory that lady later got. You understand? Is the victory that lady later got. Yes, the moon is Aquarius. Aquarius is freedom. She got freedom, fine. Yes. But the victory over the situation for her to get the freedom is Jupiter. You understand my point? And then you now see the lawyers coming into all of that stuff, wanting to get justice for her, and the case is changing. That is Venus. And Venus is going to conjunct Jupiter in Cancer, I think around 16th or 17th of this month. Women, I don't know what women are doing. When someone was saying they should get that lady's contact, it's go 500k monthly, I'm like, I saw all these things coming. That lady is going to blow big. She's going to get a lot of favor. She's going to get a lot of favor, a lot of opportunities is going to be coming for her because of this particular thing. Because this thing happened in a month, in a very key month for her. This happened in a very key month for her. So the lawyers coming, that's Venus. Venus rules Libra. Libra is the court, it's law. Lawyers, that's Libra, which is Venus. We find Venus you're talking about. Libra, which, this current government, the energy for this current government is ruled by Venus. It's there in the Nigerian chart, but I'm not going to go that far. If you understand what I mean by I'm not going to go that far, it's there. This current government is ruled by Venus. So yes, this current government has, holds the judiciary. If you don't know now. This current government has the banks and the judiciary. If you don't know now. So lands too. So we're just going. There's a lot. I don't want to just say more than I should say. So this whole thing panned out like that. I mean, outside of this lady, a lot of women all over the country are, having a meeting, getting a lot of luck and a lot of good fortune, which is what Jupiter is. Love, good fortune and all that. You see, so these are the things I'm going to be, breaking down for us. Because now that Jupiter and Mercury is going retrograde in Leo, right? Mars is in Libra. Couples are having a lot of things going on. I'll be breaking down these things. But Neptune and Saturn are in Aries, which is there's this tsunami that broke out somewhere in the world and all of that stuff. That is Neptune and Saturn conjunct in Aries. That is tsunami because Neptune is flood. Neptune is flood. Yes, I said it. Neptune is flood. Which reminds me, now that I'm talking about it, we are in a Cancer month for the year, right? So that means, we are already in the Scorpio. We are already in the Scorpio timeline. So from the period we enter the Scorpio timeline to the end of this month, we are going to move from the Scorpio timeline to the Pisces timeline. You understand? In this Cancer month, we are going to move into those 2 months. So Nigeria has Neptune in Scorpio. Nigeria has Neptune in Scorpio. And what that means is somewhere we are in the sign of Cancer. Cancer is rain. So within this period to the end of the month, there's going to be issues of flood. Somewhere in the country. Rain, long hours of rainfall. That's what Neptune, long hours of rainfall that eventually now results into flood. Not all rains is the moon or Cancer, which they are the same. The moon and Cancer are the same. The moon rules Cancer. There's nothing you want to say about Cancer that I can't say about the moon. You understand? Yeah, so long rains, that's Neptune. So that's stuff, that's tsunami they say happen. People say, but tsunami is earthquake. Is that Saturn? Saturn is a planet of instability. It's an Earth planet. It rules Capricorn. It rules Capricorn. But that will be like when we pull up, like if there's like the chart of that country, we might begin to see how it's configured and why that particular month that thing happened, how it happened, right? So so I just wanted to use this opportunity to bring out this information and to let you guys know that yes, a lot of stuff is going to be coming. I'm going to be bringing in a lot of all this stuff, the predictions and all that stuff coming more into this particular platform here, this particular channel that I've created with a lot of other astrological informations. Yeah, so